Hey. I'm an avid violence enjoyer, and the types of squabbles that be going down in Demon Slayer are pretty fucking enjoyable. You see, nobody asked, but I've analyzed each major fight with intense scrutiny with several factors in mind, such as the flow, animation, and coolness. And I can say with 100% confidence that the Daki and Gyutaro fight are, at this moment, the best of them all, out of all the fights in Demon Slayer, until further notice. And I'm sure this goes without saying, but no ill will towards the army of enslaved animators or anyone else who worked on this. You see, I'm somewhat of an animator myself, and I have nothing but respect for the craft. Alright, first we'll be starting with the flow, with an average score of 6 out of 10. Yeah, I know what you're probably thinking. It's a little low for the flow, but before I begin heavily glazing this fight, first I gotta mention where it and a lot of other anime fall off, and that's with the yapping. The goddamn yapping. Other than that, this fight is pretty significant in that it's Tanjiro's second time fighting an upper moon demon, first time in Goswell. We see Nezuko's powers develop as her demon curse progresses, and Tanjiro is tested both physically and mentally, having to adapt to his more taxing fire-breathing technique, as well as battling two upper-ranked demons in a mirrored sibling situation. All this is split among 7 episodes, which is on the longer end for a fight, in my opinion, with a lot of unnecessary yapping. They do the usual stuff, like talk about the obligatory Hashira and demon backstory, which is all good, but honestly, some dialogue simply doesn't need to be there. They just put time between the more important high-energy moments, messing up the overall flow of the fight, specifically near the beginning, when it's starting to sort of heat up. But to be fair, you know, a lot of other anime struggle with the same issue too, not only Demon Slayer, but the character is just goddamn yap the whole time. If it's someone with even a semblance of a complex backstory, then they're definitely going to tell you that, along with their philosophy on life, politics, what they ate for breakfast, every minute detail of their special technique, which they're definitely going to use on you in the next couple episodes, hopefully, after a brief monologue, and just all this bullshit that you just don't need to hear. And I know that's how the information is told in the manga, but the manga is simply experienced differently. The anime is experienced not through the same detailed descriptions as the manga, but through these animated scenes, which are carefully crafted for a more visually lively experience. That being said, I think there are moments where the dialogue is done pretty well. Moments where they're saying something on top of a filler animation or a slow-mo shot, and filler animation being like a looping action shot or a cut where they're hitting or evading something non-specific. So it can be looped over and over again. Yeah, my problem isn't necessarily with the mass amount of dialogue. My problem is with shots like this.
You have no idea. This country of ours. It's giant. It's full of people in your mind. Some are completely missed. But you gave a story about you just 2 months. Yet you're saying I'm special? What a load of crap. Do you have any idea just how many lives slipped through my fingers? That's right. My Google's always handy in that regard. If you want special, what's going on? Both of my blood cells are drenched with poison. I'm glad inside your bloodstream, but I have to again.
Please. My brain needs stimulation. Fuck. My corporeal form can't handle this body. And for that, I need you to subscribe. That's right, you got caught in a mid-roll ad. This ad is for me. You know, hit the bell notification, like, comment, subscribe. If you want to see some cool behind-the-scenes bullshit, then follow my Patreon. I'm Little Goblin. I like money. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, next I'll be talking about the overall animation, which receives a strong score of 10 out of 10. Not surprising for a studio like Ufotable? Is it Ufotable? Anyways, as they're somehow able to provide this consistent high quality animation. The small little minute details like in our characters' abilities depicting the mechanics of their technique add so much fucking depth to the fight. The setting within the entertainment district isn't bad either. It's nothing really that crazy, but the buildings allow for our characters to move between the rooftop and the ground level, allowing for some interesting strategies to take place. Studio Ufotable is no stranger to fucking peak animation, as they have a real knack for these extremely high energy moment-to-moment shots, which so clearly demonstrate our characters' abilities in this consistent cinematic style. They do a good job making our characters really work for the dub W by showing their physical condition becoming more and more battered as the battle goes on, which makes this fantastical fight feel all the more real and visceral. The details such as Tengen being able to extend his sword by literally fucking pinching the tip of the blade, or how he slices the explosive pellets in order to create his flashy attacks, and the way they depict these brief scenes in slow-mo as to create moments of rest for the audience to catch their breath. It really helps for the clarity of the fight, as well as making these otherwise super fast exchanges more satisfying. The setting is pretty standard, but very tangible at the same time. We see our characters fighting amongst buildings, jumping from roof to roof, and even using the environment for sneak attacks and separating fights. What I really love about the environment as well is, as the situation becomes more dire, the environment changes to reflect that. Going from a dark, calm and blue sky to a pile of gray rubble to everything's on fire and everyone's fucking dead. All these stupid little small details greatly enhance the overall fight. Lastly, for the coolness, at a strong 9 out of 10. Very cool. The music is as dynamic and cinematic as the animation, going for this almost orchestral electronic fusion. And if you watch the dubs, then you're severely missing out on the original voice acting. That, along with the subtle strategy leading to these high energy scenes layered together, makes this fight just so fucking sick. Speaking of high energy moments, this fight has so many of those, which are slowly built up to over a span of 7 episodes. Scenes are elevated and given emphasis as the music dynamically changes, which provides a boost in tension, or even to indicate a change in a character's mood as they realize something is wrong. For example, this scene where Tengen cuts off Daki's head, but she somehow doesn't die. You can hear the music slowly coming in as Tengen realizes something is very, very wrong. As well as this scene where one of Tengen's big titty wives comes out with a fucking kunai cannon. God, I need to get me one of them. Anyways, it starts as a moment of silence, then leading to this gong sound representing a surprise attack, then back into this orchestral techno melody, which I find that they start playing when characters introduce a new technique or a surprise attack, or when the situation just gets a little more complicating. And yeah, this scene, where after being in a stalemate with these two demons, Tanjiro has to make a split-second decision to either continue fighting Gyutaro with Tengen, or to quickly help Inosuke and Zenitsu decapitate Daki. Also, can we get a W for Tanjiro just running assists out here? Yeah, anyways, I notice oftentimes that whatever the characters are feeling are reflected in these bold orchestrated melodies. Here's this other amazing scene where they realize that the tides are quickly turning against them before Daki sends this overwhelming attack, which covers the whole frame. Look at this. And then the music that kicks in, which somehow matches this feeling of overwhelming destruction and dread at the same time. And it's just layered on top of this stunning animation, which is actually a lot simpler than you think. It's just a quick strike animation followed by this, I think, just 2-frame effect. What's crazy is even with their numbers and their strategy, they still nearly get bodied by the demons. The fact that we see people die and we see their struggles and even the damage they take over time makes the W feel well deserved. Yeah, sometimes. After reviewing this fight, I could say that it's significant in so many ways and honestly really, really good. It's not without its flaws though. In my opinion, it could do less with a lot of the unnecessary dialogue, although it easily makes up for it in pure animated power. Ufotable rarely ever misses a beat, delivering the same consistent cinematic animation they usually do with an insane attention to detail. All that on top of being so fucking cool. The music goes absolutely stupid hard, along with the beautiful and intense original voice acting, which amplifies each moment of animation in a way which I can only describe as pure energy. But after reviewing every factor, I can confidently say that it's the best fight in Demon Slayer so far, with flow being at a 6, animation being at a 10, and coolness being at a 9, giving the overall fight a 25 out of 30, putting this in a solid A tier on my based tier list. Best animated squabbles ever done. Some might say this is too low for a fight of this caliber, and I slightly agree with you. On the baseboard, it's gonna be for all animations ever, so this is my personal list. If it's put on a tier list of its own, which I guess is the point of the video, with only Demon Slayer fights, then it easily makes S tier atop every other fight, in my opinion. Hey, did you like the video? Let me know if you agree or disagree, or if you have anything else to say. Fuck it, put it in the comments. I don't know. Definitely gonna be doing more action fight scene related things in the future. In future videos, I just love violence, as you know. If you are a fellow violence enjoyer, or if you're just a cool dude or girl or whatever you might be, I don't know. Subscribe, like, comment, help me get on the algorithm. I'm really trying to make consistent videos out here and trying to get my groove and my style down. Anyways, my name is Fluke. That's about it. See ya.